Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Blaze Black 2. Last time, we faced off inside the Pokemon Center here against Juan, the gym leader of Sootopolis City in the Hoenn region. And this time, it is that time of the LP again, where we go back to previous areas, and we catch all the Pokemon that we missed. This time on the agenda, I have 16 Pokemon I'm going to try and go for. Hopefully it'll go okay, because a lot of these, I think, are going to be rough to get. So without further ado, let us fly right on over to Aspertia City once again, because now that we have Surf, there are Pokemon that we can get in all of these super old areas that we could not get before. And as you might expect, the first of those Pokemon appear in this pool. Now, the only Pokemon here actually appear in those little dark oval spots that appear on the water's surface. Which means, like the shaking grass, I am going to have to walk around like a nutcase until one appears, and then we're gonna surf right on into it. Aha, there's one. Now, there's only about a 40% chance that something we actually need is going to be in this, so let's cross our fingers and see what we get. Of course. Aha, here's one. Poliwhirl is one of the Pokemon that I wanted to catch. Unfortunately, it's the more common of the two, which means I am going to be here for quite a long time after this. Anyway, I have Magnezone packing Thunder Wave here just to make my life a little bit easier. Very nice, paralyzed on the first turn. Let's see if we can catch it. Nice, first throw, very good. Add that data to the Pokedex. The spiral pattern on its belly subtly undulates. Staring at it gradually causes drowsiness. Interesting stuff. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is actually Satoshi Tajiri's favorite Pokemon. A little bit of trivia there for you. Anyway, one more Pokemon I want to get. Let's see if we can do it. Aha, here's the other one, Politoed. 5% encounter rate, so I believe that was about 10 dark spots, which isn't terrible, actually. Was afraid we were going to be here as long as we were trying to catch Feebas, but I guess not. Anyway, Politoed is interesting because it's actually a split evolution of Poliwhirl. I feel like a lot of people tend to forget that this split evolution in particular exists, which is a shame because I think this thing is hilarious. Anyway, let's see if we can try and catch it. Outlook doesn't look the best. Is this going to be tradition now in these episodes? I mean, really. Oh, no. Oh, please, no. Please, 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 no! Is it really going to be this way? Are you kidding me, game? Alright, round 2. I have some choice words to whoever decided to put Perish Song, of all things, on this guy's moveset. I mean, really. Are you kidding? First turn. This... you can't be serious. Hopefully the netball can work out. It's got a higher catch rate than the Ultra Ball on water types. Oh, please. Yes! Oh man, I really did not want to go to round 3 with this thing. Yeesh. It gathers groups of others as their leader. Its cries make Poliwag obey. Oh, let's stare at this screen for a good long time, guys, because man, that was way more trouble than it was worth. Sheesh. Alright, real quick, I'm going to go heal up with my mom, and then I'm going to meet you guys over on Route 19. Alrighty, here we are on Route 19. There are two Pokemon I want to get here in the water. One is just regular surfing, and one is through the dark spots, so we're just going to have to see which one we find first. As if I couldn't guess, but if we're super lucky, let's see here. Oh wow, we are lucky. It's the dark spot Pokemon we're getting first. This is Azumarill, the evolved form of Marill. Not much to say about this one, although it is worth noting that it does gain the fairy type in X and Y. However, we are not in X and Y, making that point moot for our purposes here. And of course it knows Double Edge. I swear, if we have another thing knock itself out, oh, that would just be awful. Very nice. Azumarill was caught. Nice to have something go relatively painlessly after that Politoed incident. Its long ears are superb sensors. It can distinguish the movements of things in water and tell what they are. Very nice. Now we only have one more Pokemon to get in this area, and it's from regular surfing, so let's see if we can find it. There it is. Surskit. Really surprised we haven't seen this thing yet. It's one of those early game, early stage Pokemon. Really surprising how we haven't seen it yet. Now, unfortunately, as far as I know, net balls do not stack with this thing, even though it is both water and bug type. I think the boost is still as if it were just water or just bug, which is a little disappointing. Don't think we need to Ultra Ball this thing, considering it's an early stage Pokemon. And we're getting a critical capture too, which is awesome. Well deserved, that one. Surskit was caught. It appears as if it is skating on water. It draws prey with a sweet scent from the tip of its head. Very nice. Now we're making progress. Although I have a feeling that's going to come to a grinding halt once I meet you guys over on Route 20. Oh, we actually qualify for a medal. What do we get this time? It is the Ace Pilot Medal. And the Sweet Home Medal. I'm willing to bet that's for returning home and flying. Reversely, respectively. Alrighty, here we are on Route 20. There are two Pokemon I want to get in this area as well, however they unfortunately are each about 6 times rarer than the ones I was looking for on Route 19. One from normal surfing, one from the dark spot, although I believe the one we get through normal surfing can be found through the dark spot as well, if I'm not mistaken. So let's just head into the waves and see what we can find. Ah, here's one. Dratini. It's only level 9, which is actually quite low considering you cannot actually surf until you have 5 badges. Either way, you guys know the drill. Thunder Wave and then start chucking the balls at it. See, even with shed skin, I caught it on the first ball. Very nice. It is called the Mirage Pokemon because so few have seen it. Its shed skin has been found. And now the Pokemon itself has been found. By me. Alrighty, now we just have the Dark Spot Pokemon. Let's see if we can find it. Aha! Here we go. Dragonair. Yeah, you can probably imagine how long this took considering how rare this Pokemon is in the main series. But it's here now, and I think we can cross our fingers and pray that it doesn't have Perish Song. Oh, that is going to be haunting me. Now it is producing a Dragon Rage, which could be a little bit of trouble, and also it has Shed Skin, so guess that's not happening. Guess we're just going straight for the Ultra Ball. Very nice, Dragonair was caught. Relatively painless considering how difficult this Pokemon is said to be to obtain. If its body takes on an aura, the weather changes instantly. It is said to live in seas and lakes. Very nice, and very, very mine. Alrighty, let's send that to the PC, and now I will meet you guys over in Flockesy Ranch. Alrighty, so here in Flockesy Ranch there is one Pokemon that we can get through one of these dark spots, one of which appeared quite quickly, pretty much the instant I walked in here. Is it really going to be that easy? No. Here we go, Quagsire, the poor man's Gastrodon, basically. This is the Pokemon I wanted to find. Unfortunately, as it is part ground type, we cannot actually paralyze it with Thunder Wave, which means, once again, we have to go straight for the Ultra Balls. And catch it on the first try like a boss for good measure. Very good indeed. It has an easygoing nature. It doesn't care if it bumps its head on boats and boulders while swimming. I don't know, I think the sailors might mind. Anyway, now that we have Quagsire, we are now free to proceed over to Virbank City. Alrighty, so here we are in Virbank City. Might as well do this trade while we're here. Pretty much never not a good deal. Want to head into the city proper, right up here, and hop on the water. There are 5 Pokemon I want to get here, 2 through normal surfing, and 3 through dark spots. Hopefully it'll be a relatively painless operation. And here's the first one right off the bat. This is Frillish. I really like this idea for a Pokemon. It's a water ghost jellyfish. That is an awesome idea. Don't try and look me in the eye and tell me that that is not an awesome idea, because it is. Alrighty, so we're going to paralyze it right off the bat. This thing has some very interesting moves, but I think we're going to ignore that for now and just move straight to the Ultra Balls. And once again, first try. Very good. Very admirable addition to the collection. If its veil-like arms stun and wrap a foe, that foe will be dragged miles below the surface, never to return. Again, with the morbid Pokedex entries of murder and death and all that good stuff. Worth noting, this is one Pokemon that has gender differences. The male is blue and the female is pink. However, I don't believe there are any mechanical differences between the two. It is purely aesthetic. And here we have the original jellyfish Pokemon himself, Tentacool. Surprisingly enough, this thing's actually quite rare in this area, and most areas in the game, at 10% in this specific case. Kind of funny, actually, considering Tentacool is the kind of Pokemon that you feel like you can't get rid of encountering it fast enough, but the opposite is true here, because I've been through like 10 encounters, and this is the first one I've seen. Anyway, let's Ultra Ball it. Nice, first try again. I think our luck is beginning to turn. Because its body is almost entirely composed of water, it shrivels up if it is washed ashore. Again, morbid. Seriously, game, what are you doing? Anyway, that leaves us with the 3 Dark Spot Pokemon. Hopefully, I'll get them to appear without too much trouble. First up is Alomamola, the Pokemon that, as I've mentioned before, should have been an evolution of Lufdisk, but wasn't. This is easily the most common dark spot Pokemon we are going to be finding in this area, so the next two are going to be a little painful to get a hold of. But anyway, now that it's paralyzed, you guys know the drill. Ultra Ball. Very nice. Alomamola was caught. Fun fact about this Pokemon, it's a palindrome. It gently holds injured and weak Pokemon in its fins. Its special membrane heals their wounds. For once, not morbid. That is something I can definitely appreciate, although I'm not looking forward to the entries of the next couple of Pokemon I'm going to be looking for. Aha, here's one. As you can see, this wasn't very easy to find because these stupid dark spots can spawn under the bridges where they cannot be seen, which is quite frustrating. This is Jellicent. As you might imagine, it's the evolved form of Frillish, and like Frillish, it can take on two different appearances depending on its gender. Ironically enough, we caught a female Frillish, but it looks like we are going to be getting ourselves a male Jellicent. And surprisingly enough, it was a one-throw wonder. Very nice. Its body is mostly seawater. It's said there's a castle of ships Jellicent have sunk on the sea floor. Again, morbid. Not sure why. Although I suppose it is a ghost, so what do you expect? In case anybody is wondering, this is the appearance of the female variation of Jellicent. And Tentacruel finally graces us with its presence. Jeez, that took way longer than it needed to, my word. Oh well, let's just Thunder Wave it right off the bat. As you might expect, this thing is the evolution of Tentacool, so you might see a pattern in the Pokemon we're seeing here in Burbank City. Luckily, this is the last one in this area, which is good because I've been here for probably about 30-40 minutes now. Yee. And there we go, Tentacruel was caught. Very nice. It extends its 80 tentacles to form an encircling poisonous net that is difficult to escape. I don't know, I'm looking at that sprite there and I count far less than 80. I guess that lends credence to the theory that, oh look, box 9, to the theory that, the Pokedex entries are just the crazy wild exaggerations of a 10-year-old. But anyway, with that done, we are now heading off to the Castelia sewers. Yo, David, did you just time travel? No, it's just I took a day-long break in between the last cut and this one, because all of the videos so far is about 2 hours of footage. Yeah, kind of insane. So I'm buying some repels right here because to get those dark spots in the water to spawn, you need to run around a lot. And I really don't fancy having a whole ton of wild encounters on me, so I think we're just going to go the repel route. So, there are two Pokemon I want to get down here in the Castelia sewers. One of them is just from regular surfing, and one of them is from the dark spots. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go without using the repels for a little bit, but we got all the way up to the water just fine. So I think without further ado, I am going to surf around in here since we are finally capable of doing so, and we'll see if we can find one of those Pokemon I'm looking for. Oh. Well, this is the Pokemon that we find through normal surfing, but I actually found it in a dark spot. I mean, I'm not complaining, but that's a little bit interesting. Anyway, this is Stunfisk. It is not a water type. It is in fact electric and ground. ground subtyping, of course meaning that once again we will be unable to paralyze this thing, so we're just going to have to go straight for the Ultra Balls on this one. First try, I really appreciate that. Stunfisk is one of those single-stage Pokemon, so I suppose this counts as a completed line, which is awesome. When its opponent can't be paralyzed, it contorts itself with unexpected speed and flops away. Very nice. Now that we have Stunfisk right here, I am going to head into my bag and toss up a Repel, because the next Pokemon I want to get can only be found by way of those dark spots. Now, where actually do they put the Repels? That's one thing I really, really, really hope they change in upcoming generations, is they need to sort the bag into more than just 5 bags, because so much stuff goes into this default spot. It's crazy. Anyway, 5% encounter in a dark spot? Let's see if we can find it. Oh boy. Wow, that actually did not take too long. Here we have Muck. As you might guess, this is the evolution of Grimer. And if I were you, I would not attempt to pronounce this thing's name backwards in front of anyone who holds any sort of respect for you. Just trust me on that one. It didn't happen to me, what are you talking about? Alright, so anyway, you know the drill by now. We are going to paralyze it, and of course take a Screech attack and head into our bag and use the Ultra Ball. Wow, one throw again. Really liking my luck here. I have a feeling it's going to run out with the next one, though. You guys will get what I mean. It's so stinky. Muck's body contains toxic elements, and any plant will wilt when it passes by. Probably a good thing it's down here in the sewers, then. I regret to inform you guys that this will not be the last time that we come down here to the sewers. I still have at least one more trip down here planned. Trust me though, it's a very, very little known secret about this game, which we'll be getting to. Anyway, now that we have done that, I'm going to meet you guys over on Route 4. Alrighty, right down here on Route 4, we've got a bit of an interesting encounter I want to do. It is once again a dark spot Pokemon, however, we cannot get this thing by surfing over the spot. Instead, what we have to do is we have to fish inside of the spot. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing quite a bit of accidentally surfing into these spots, but let's see if we can actually get a hold of this thing. It's a 5% encounter rate with fishing. Hopefully it won't take too terribly long. Okay, you see that clock down there? That is how long I have been searching for the Pokemon that allegedly appears in this area. I say allegedly because even though it has, according to the document, the same encounter rate as Qwilfish, I've probably seen about a dozen or more Qwilfish in the last hour, but I haven't seen the Pokemon we have come here to get. So, as much as I don't want to admit it, I'm really thinking we're going to have to call this one Larvesta 2.0. However, unlike Larvesta, I cannot find any conclusive proof that this Pokemon appears in this area at all online. Luckily, there is another area in which Relicanth is said to appear in the game, and I can find hopefully conclusive proof that Relicanth appears in one of those two areas at least. Unfortunately, it looks like this area is not it. I kind of have half a mind to try and see if I can look at the game files, see if I can track down the encounter tables, but I don't know how to do that, so I'd have to do some experimenting. But this document that I've been working off of has proven to be at least a little bit unreliable, because I don't buy that 5% rate for 1 second. Another interesting thing is Metang is not listed whatsoever under the Mistralton Cave tables, yet we found one there. I'm really trying not to rage, but I can guarantee you that I have over 3.5 hours of footage for this episode. And I'm legitimately out of time for recording, and I need to start editing this thing, so it looks like there's going to be a couple Pokemon that we are not going to be getting this episode that I planned on. Luckily, we have more episodes to go off of. I just need to get this one out in time for Wednesday because, jeez, this has been taking a long time. So, I think we are going to actually end things off here. So this past episode of Pokemon Blaze Black 2, we caught 14 Pokemon, those being Poliwhirl, Politoed, Surskit, Azumarill, Dratini, Dragonair, Quagsire, Frillish, Tentacool, Alomamola, Tentacruel, Jellicent, Stunfisk, and Muck. And next time on Pokemon Blaze Black 2, we are going to be doing even more mass catching, hopefully with a little bit more success than we've had here today. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.